Following the Raw podcast episode, TJ Holmes and Amy Robach advise couples to not record your fights. Amy Robach and TJ Holmes have some counsel for other couples. The former co-anchors of GMA3, What You Need to Know, Amy and TJ, addressed their previous podcast recording where they openly discussed their relationship issues in the most recent episode of their podcast, which was released on Thursday. The highly charged episode, which debuted on Tuesday, saw Robach, 50, call Holmes, 46, moody and confront him about his communication kinks. It was recorded as a surprise for both Robach and iHeartRadio producers. In their most recent episode, Robach asked Holmes if he would advise other couples to videotape their arguments. Holmes shot back, "Hell no." The presenter then admitted that their argument during the podcast had spawned at least one and maybe two other fights. If you're not in a good place already, that sets up someone perfectly to be an even bigger A than they were during the actual fight, because no one wants that person to say, "Aha, I told you," or "I was right." Nobody wants that, he said. "We weren't listening to it back to try to call each other on something," added Holmes. "We were listening to it as producers essentially and listening through it. And I found myself more upset with you by listening back to it than I was when we were actually in it. I found that to be upsetting," Robach said. "I don't think I want to videotape our argument ever again because if I upset you the first time, it seems like you get angrier or more upset over time. It wasn't to my liking." Holmes continued, "I didn't like it," and disclosed that the two had to listen to the podcast at least 5 times. "In essence, we were alleviating a trauma," he stated.